Okay, Fairy Tail is back, and looking at the cover page, Kajil is building a tiny baby crib, which I think is kind of weird because, one, it's made of metal, or iron to be specific, and it's also tiny, so there's no way an actual baby can use it. Baby's gonna get hurt if it uses it, and also it's gonna get crushed, get too small. So I'm guessing it's a model, or maybe it's a toy for the kid to play with. So it has I'm assuming they're probably gonna have like a girl, so he can play with a doll set or something. I have no idea, but it's cute. It shows that he wants to be a real father. So we start out with the aftermath of the fight, where Urza and Misaki return, and Urza immediately begins to basically explode with the 24 hours worth of damage. Wendy's group shows up and she heals Urza the best she can, but she even states that the damage is beyond anything she could have imagined, which makes sense. I mean, it's 24 hours worth of damage. No, wait, no. Plus the 5 hours she had before, that's 29 hours. So she has like 29 hours of pure damage inflicted upon her. So the fact that Wendy could even keep her conscious was amazing. But it makes sense because a few chapters ago, when it was stated that Wendy finally became a master enchanter. So Urza's done, but Gajil and Gray start looking around to figure out where Mitsuki's at to see if she's still going, and they find her on the ground completely just destroyed. Mitsuki did not take 24 hours worth of damage, which means she's not affected by her own magic, alright, I'm glad that answer was made. Also, the other question, which was, even if Mitsuki's unconscious, is her magic still activate? That answer is, of course, yes, too, because Urza was about to take 24 hours, well, she did take 24 hours worth of damage. She was just healed, for the most part. Gray is completely amazed that Urza was able to win even with the odds against her. He even looks like he's sick. And Charla's response like, well, she is Urza, also looking like she's about to be sick. So basically both of them are just basically horrified by just how tough Urza is. I don't know why they're still surprised. Well, I understand why they're horrified, because Gray and Natsu would always get their asses kicked by Urza, but the fact that they're still surprised that Urza is as strong as she is amazing to me. So Gajil asks Lily, who's that kid you're carrying around? And Lily's like, oh, well, this is one of the enemy that Wendy beat. And he's like, well, if he's the enemy, throw him away. We don't need him. He apparently woke up partly through the walk because he immediately jumps up and then grabs onto Wendy and says, no, I want to stay with her. And that's when Gajil knocks him the fuck out. And they decide to leave him with Misaki, just both of them unconscious together. So we check in with Lox's group, where Lucy is, of course, still unconscious, with Virgo carrying her around, but she's tied both of them together with bondage rope, which I don't even know how she even did that. Like, the way that their arms and legs are tied together, it doesn't even make sense, like, without her being able to need help to do that. Like, her mastery of bonding herself apparently is beyond the pale. Virgo's a real masochist. And Lox is also very much disturbed by this and is wondering if this is okay to do this with Lucy. And Virgo's like, no, she liked it this way. Like, I don't think anyone likes it that way except for you. But yeah, that's their checkup. That's just weird. So Natsu and Suzaku finally found Igna's scent, and they're following him deeper and deeper into the labyrinth. And they're even commenting that this part of the labyrinth feels different than the others. Kind of like radiates a different kind of power to it. And that is because they're getting extremely close to the old man's heart. So the labyrinth is, of course, made from the corpse of a dragon named Dogramgrag, something like that. I cannot pronounce the name properly. And so Igna, of course, takes the heart, and he comments that both him and the dead dragon both had the same exact plan with this heart, and that they've just been waiting this entire time for the heart to be ready. He basically thanks the dead dragon for getting everything set up for his plan. He doesn't tell us what his plan is, but I'm assuming it's the rebirth of the dragons, based on a conversation he's going to have with Selena. So Selena teleports behind Igna and attacks him straight up, but he blocks it. That's a horrible way to say hi. So obviously the heart is the old man's, who when he was a human, he's already explained this, and that this heart gives him the knowledge of literally everything. And so, because as the law dragon, that's one of the powers he has, just to know pretty much everything. But the thing is, Igna does not want this power to be used against him, because Selena plans on using it to wipe out the last of the Dragon Kings, because she believes the era of dragons is over. But Igna's saying, no, the era of dragons is not over. And I don't need the heart anymore. I already got my purpose out of it. I'm assuming as soon as he touched it, he immediately got the information he needed to whatever the plan he had, and he just burns the heart. Selena freaks out, realizing that her plan is now ruined, and also the old man collapses, basically dying. Of course, the two transform into their dragon forms immediately, just as Natsu and Suzaku show up. I know Natsu wants to fight Igna with everything he's got, but like Igna said before, there's no way you can stand up against me. But now that Selena's here, and she's basically, in a sense, siding with the humans, I guess? I don't really know. It's really hard to tell with her, because the only human she actually ever killed was the one that killed her son, so other than that, she doesn't seem to hate humans, but she doesn't seem to respect them either, and she likes to use them to play games and such. She used her own people back in the other world to do that, and she decided to use Diablo to do the exact same thing. So, I don't really consider her a good person, but she doesn't seem to be evil, she just seems to be... how do I put this? Kind of a bitch. That's probably the best way to put it. She's not evil, but she's kind of a bitch. I have no idea what Igna has planned, and I sure as hell don't know what the last dragon has it planned either, since we haven't even met the guy. But hey, next chapter, hopefully we'll get a big battle royale between the two dragons and dragon slayers. We'll get to see how that turns out. I still can't imagine Natsu and Sasaki are going to do much, but having two dragons try to rip each other apart should be fun to watch. Plus, we'll finally get to see what moon magic looks like. That'd be really cool. Usually we just see her using just brute force to fight Selena so far. I love to see her actually cast spells. So, for the 100-year quest for a while now, it's been unclear how strong every character is. But thanks to this arc, I'm going to just call it the Labyrinth arc, is basically shown where a lot of the characters are power-wise. And so when this arc is finally concluded, I'm thinking about doing a power scaling list, see where everyone's ranking, where everyone ranks. So I hope you all will enjoy that. But once again, it's going to happen when this arc is finished. That'll be like one of the first videos I do. Alright, let's go. Alright, that's the end of the chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and so you can enjoy more Fairy Tail and other anime things. Thank you and have a great day.